all to lose in this game number 3.
Which is why there's still not going to be any swaps, not going to be seeing the B squad coming back out. bbq's over onto the blue, and Jace will be the first ban yet again.
Weren't able to do this in game number 2 in the first round, but they themselves were actually setting up for a potential Jace pick and Hanwha life. For the ones that ended up banning it, we'll see how much change there is in the bans in this game number 3.
Still going to be Aatrox, of course, from the red side. We've seen Talia twice on blue, banned away. Do we see that yet again? Does bbq try to take it? Force the ban out from Hanwha.
I think red side teams have had more agency in the drafts recently because Nocturne is very much a champion falling through pick and ban, and Talia priority is kind of up and down for a lot of teams, but I imagine would still be snapped up for bbq. So we'll see what the second ban will be from Hanwha life. It was Swain in game number 1, and the return to that was a Rakan final ban. Still Xayah Rakan prized as a duo, and might just be a rollback of the bans.
Yeah, it seems like it's just going to be a full repeat here. Unless Hanwha changes something up with this final one, but they've been banning Rakan in both games, so highly likely that we're just going to see it again here. Aren't taking their time with it, though, running down the clock a bit.
Do they have other sites?
Nope.
The answer is no. See what the trade is here. A lot of teams will first pick the Trundle. Could still be the first pick from the side of bbq, but they're going to first pick Tahm Kench for Ignar. So they have decided that this is the champion to help them with some of their early game rotational problems, and it's not going to be Engage. It's a first pick Tahm Kench.
I mean, he went pretty ham with that, you know, especially right near the end, going in with the Abyssal Voyage, jumping over the wall with the flash, getting the tongue lash, and just helping to lock down Songwon. So it was pretty aggressive.
I mean, you can't take the aggression out of the player, but the Tahm Kench just really is a different style, and Hanwha say it's time to start flexing the good old Orianna again. If you're joining us for the first time tonight, we did have our first bot lane Orianna, so it's not just a Papa Smithy musing that goes unfulfilled like the mid lane Nocturne Vedia style. It is in fact the Orianna bot lane that's been played, emulating Y4 from LGD. See where we go from here for Hanwha life.
Do they just take the Trundle away from Trick? He's gotten it twice in a row, and yeah, they'll go ahead and log this one up. So no Kindred here for Songwon. Still going to be avoiding the Nocturne. And they know that the Tahm Kench is there for bbq, so the likelihood of the Shen being taken away is very, very slim.
Makes sense to go Sejuani as a cleaner answer. Trick has been a really good Kindred, and Kindred is open, but Kindred into Orianna is really asking for trouble. Too often, you'll Lamb's Respite, and Orianna will say, ooh, a nice spot for a Shockwave, and punish you in a pretty big way. So,
okay,
the more reliable Sejuani, and while it may not be the mid lane matchup, bbq say if you want Rise, you have to take it now.
Trying to force their hand here. So Azir coming back in yet again for Tempt. He's feeling warmed up. Game 1. It's just the rough start.
This should be a Rise for Shen trade. Game number 1, the heist could be enacted for Hanwha life, but that same heist is not possible. In game number 3, could also just force it to be Orianna versus Azir in the mid lane. Don't know if Lava's been practicing Xerath like we saw from BDD yesterday. So I think bbq will ban Rise on the blue side.
Well, Ezreal yet again. We saw Varus Ezreal from Hanwha in game 1. Do they just want to attack Ghost again? Try to force him onto something that's a bit less elusive. Had Ezreal there in game 2, played it quite well. Game 1 was the Ashe.
Waiting to see if bbq do ban that Rise. It's my big expectation. I'd be surprised to see Hanwha life pull off the same sort of play. They take a lot of time, a lot of deliberation here inside of bbq. Their first ban will be the Cannon. Top lane champion pool, once again something to look at.
It might just be the Camille again as this final ban from bbq.
Maybe they're saying, what happens if we ban Kennen Nar? When it comes to top lane champion pool, the Cho'Gath, I imagine, would rise way in popularity.
That and the Mundo.
Yep. Does seem like those would be the 2 big picks in that scenario, so I'm a big fan of the Rise ban here.
Playing with fire right now, bbq. And it will be the Gnar ban, so the Rise is going to remain on the board.
happy enough to leave it open. Maybe they're thinking no Kindred level 2 gank, and Azir can farm it out and be fine.
Ah, it's an Azir bot lane, clearly.
That would be a step further that I'm not ready for just yet. I'm holding onto the table just because I need some stability after you're trying to rock my world. Ryze is going to be picked here because why wouldn't it be? But what will bbq do with the rest of their draft? Because this should be no surprise to them. It is less priority in the mid lane. Trundle and Ryze can do big damage Kindred style, but it's much less reliable. Ryze would have to flash in, and probably a double flash would have to happen, and Azir also to severely misplay. So for bbq, we're looking for Marksman, most likely for Ghost, who has been falling back to them a lot more recently. I feel like Hanwha Life, we'll see what they want to do to close out the draft, but for bbq, I think going ultra standard in kind of the way we saw in game number 2 would be a nice way to go. Looking for a top laner. Cho'Gath is open. Could definitely consider that. The Mundo is looking safer than most games, but no one's been really playing it recently.
It's fallen away quite a bit.
Would you dare?
Already showing it in game 1. Maybe the Cho'Gath just makes the most sense here for Crazy, but okay.
He's threatening it. Now, of course, Spirit Visage is so powerful against Orianna and Ryze as the 2 threats, but Darius is open.
Oh, this is true.
What?
Man, we haven't seen this draft in so long.
The Korean casters are losing their mind, even though it's the most obvious thing ever. Why wouldn't you go Darius? Of course, Darius, what they're setting up for. That's why I was saying, would you dare Mundo? Because the lane matchup, of course, is open. But Hanindaran is going to return to the Darius. It's one of our first Dariuses this season. I don't think it's mind-blowing, but it is a bit of a change to what they were enacting earlier. And if you find a way to actually build Crazy some breathing room, if he shows up with Sunfire Cape, a Warmox, and a Spirit Visage, you got to say, there's definitely a team comp for him to counter in the 5v5.
Orianna bot yet again. So far, 100% win rate in the LCK.
It's true. The sample size is very play-by-play caster friendly as well.
You know?
One and done, baby.
That's about as high as I can count. So, here we go.
Let's
Third and final game, Hanwha Life. Trying to close things out over bbq. Songyun back over onto this Orianna. Very similar composition. Then you look at the top side of the map. That's where things change up. The Darius instead of the Gnar. The Trundle instead of the Kindred.
And there are some changes.
Infernal Drake, a great way to kick things off for this third and final game, Papa Smithy.
Fiery game indeed. bbq wanting to join Jin Air at 3 match wins and be only 1 match win away from safety. MVP losing a lot recently with their unfortunate situation with their top laner ADD and his medical emergency. Meaning that perhaps MVP are the one doomed to go down. It requires match wins though, as bbq with the late invade onto the Scuttle. For once there is not vision on the Scuttle, and Ignar's like, come on, this is always the way. But teams are getting better and better. None of the things that have happened, the trends we're seeing is a lot of scenarios where for a long time people would rush in and put down the ward and then it would get swept. And now there of course is the sweep the brush meta, and now teams are waiting to put down the Scuttle vision, so a lot of twists and turns in that particular meta. We know about the Azir, Orianna, and Xerath mid lane meta. Ryze coming back in to match the Azir, and we even get the new stuff of a second game of this Orianna bot lane against the same duo lane it faced in game number 1.
Well, bbq in a little posture forward now, as he takes a lot of damage. Trade a little bit back there onto Ghost, just trying to keep him away from the wave as long as they possibly can.
Ooh, Songwon.
Oh, yeah.
Found a new lane to gank, but will be spotted on the Scuttle.
Saw the level 2 gank into mid, allowed them to get that first blood onto Tempt in game 1. Tries it in top, but nice ward in the river. We'll go ahead and keep Crazy safe.
I think a lot of top laners, after watching the VODs of yesterday, are aware of the top lane Trundle level 2 ganks. There was a lot of them yesterday. So that is the recent trend, clearly, in both scrims and also in practice. Level 2 advantage, Orianna level 1, not going to do too much in the trading. So lane supremacy in the bot side. They will certainly have lane supremacy in the top side, while Hanwha, so there's a trade there in terms of the global side. He used heal, but I imagine he's just switching between summoners.
Probably. Maybe. Who knows? We'll find out. Wander down into the river there from Songwon, spotted on a ward.
With Unsealed Spellbook, you don't want to accuse too much, because people do like to roll through over time.
Nice taunt, but third shot. It's not going to fire off in time, so Ghost's still going to be pretty okay. And the Devour is there.
Every time I see moments like that, I'm reminded of the times when Flash used to pop turret shots and Veigar ultimates and targeted abilities in general. Tom Kench, please stop it. We're an honest game now. You have to work for your kills and work for your turret dives. Veigar was really bad back then because people would just flash your ult, and you're like, well, this sucks.
Yeah. The game's a bit different. Trick moving on up towards the top side. Linderong's pretty far forward. The Apprehend's already been used.
And we
now
gank
rounding
it
the
now.
corner, and this is going to be a red buff here onto the Sejuani. Flash over the side for the passive proc, and well, this was just all a little bit awkward.
Linderong outplayed the opening up with the W and also the Arctic Assault. So well played by Linderong. Trick misses everything, and Hanwha Life are here for a bit of a party.
Pushing up, they're going to wait for Trick to come in around. The pillar can come down. They're going to lock him in. Rune Prison going to be used, and Trick is likely to go down for first blood. There you go. The pillar comes in. The overload will connect. Lava gets the first kill of game 3.
Hanwha Life just outplayed Trick there, both in terms of Linderong and also the collapse timing was beautiful by Hanwha Life. Not sure if that was called by Tempt. He did have a blue ward, I believe. I don't know if it was placed before or afterwards, but that's a big play on the side of Hanwha Life because bbq was setting up for setting the Darius behind and just having a free lane for the Mundo. The Mundo doesn't die, but the jungler does.
So Songwon can go ahead and push forward, take away some of these jungle camps. Trick now going to be arriving as the Wolves get eliminated.
He's got no jungle left now as well.
Yep, he throws the bowl, just trying to get a hit, but he just can't do it. They're already gone. Scuttle getting ready to come up here in the top side of the river. Linderong is starting to cheat his way down, just in case he has to support.
It does clear the control ward, but it's certainly not going to get positioning onto the Rift Scuttle as mid lane. Lava and Tempt are fighting.
Just a bit of back and forth here. Lava choking up on that last charge of his corrupting potion, trying to keep himself sustained.
Did get the red buff from killing the Sejuani, so the health regen there going to be very useful. Happy to take those more aggressive trades, and Ryze has, over time, done well in this matchup. I'm not convinced it's the same exactly as the last time we saw the matchup, because a lot of Ryze nerfs are coming incrementally over time. He'll certainly be comfortable enough, and if he gets the roaming gank off, as opposed to the gank that he actually got from the Kindred in game number 1, still going to be good news stories for the Ryze.
Lava going to be fine. Back to base here, Songyun. Looks like he forgot to buy something. On the top of his mana a little bit more, cuts back into the fountain. Now we'll be rejoining in the bottom side of the map.
Lower damage.
Falling behind a little bit, but overall.
And lower damage build coming through from the Orianna this time. Couldn't go for a Lost Chapter first time. Needs to buy something. So we'll go for the tier first, the Archangels. A bit more about survivability, and definitely not sure if that's going to be enough as the game goes on, if Mundo gets stronger enough.
Pressure on the Executioners from Linderong.
Building for lane.
Yep.
This is what happens. You build exclusively for lane, you go Trinity Force, Executioner's Calling. Depending on your timings, you might get a Phage first, then the Executioner's Calling, but at the 800 plus gold, and happy to go into Executioner's Calling, and now have crazy ults. You just kill him because he takes a current health damage, and then you just whack him with your big sword, or axe, I guess you should say. Linderong in a really good spot topside, winning hard now after the extra gold has gone over. Also presence in the mid lane for the Ryze, as used to be the way, so it's only bot lane where things are happening for bbq right now.
I'm looking for the blue buff. Linderong starting to raffle round. Crazy still underneath the tower as they start this one up. Almost leashes back. And Trick doesn't even want to try to push forward to get the smite off. We'll just go ahead and kite away.
Nice to see Hanwha Life and Songwon in particular jungling around priority. They got priority mid, they got priority top, and they're taking away the blue buff to stop Tempt from having too much lane control in mid. It's only bot side where bbq have the sort of control we're looking for. bbq, definitely not all love lost at this point. They can farm it out and will feel really good when the Nationals too. The first item is there for the Ashe.
Oh, arrow coming down, Songyun cleanses that one off immediately. Just taking a little bit of harass as the wave moves back up closer to their tower.
That pick threat's going to get big though, Achilles. They did go for the teleports like we mentioned. Only Songyun digressed. He had teleport and the loading screen did change to the cleanse to be able to respect the arrow. There's a lot of good arrow targets on the side of Hanwha Life when the grouping phase starts for bbq. Until the grouping phase seems like it's going to be a bit of a struggle for bbq.
Walking up the river, looking to clear up any vision that's there. Keep themselves safe in the bottom side of the map, as well as maybe get ready for that Infernal Drake. Control ward is going to be placed right here. We'll stand for now. TP back into the bottom side. Key arrives, has the heal yet again as Songwon pushes up towards top.
They're going for the kill here. Here comes the turret dive.
That's going to be ult coming through the subjugation in onto Crazy, taking a lot of damage. Will go golden. Songwon has to kite his way back away from the tower, but the dunk is there, and Linderong will take him out. A second kill over to Hanwha Life.
Crazy's flash in the laning phase in game 1 and 3 have been a bit off. I understand why he flashes there, but it's too late. The Q is already registered, so he will die to the dunk. You don't flash the decimate, you die. If you do, you might still die. In this case, he goes down, they return to the turret, his teleport is down, and the first turret of the game will go the way of Hanwha Life.
Yeah, as soon as he starts leaping into the air, it's already over. Curtains for the Mundo, but now Abyssal Voyage into the back trick. Going to be arriving. It's a lockdown here with the Glacial Prison. Shockwave comes through from Songyun, trying to buy some time to keep himself alive. Lock up in onto Ignar underneath the tower. Pops that Great Health Shield, and Trick also falls down below half HP. They try to go for the dive, but they can't get a kill. Hanwha Life all stay alive.
They feel like they have to make the play Achilles though, because they were 100% going to lose their top turret. They were going to outnumber. But the Rise teleport is up. It's a very quick respond. They don't get the kills, they don't get the turret, and stay and poke around this area, but Hanwha Life doubling down on the Darius is working out better than this emergency all-in on bot.
Come up short, so still going to be down by 1.6 thousand gold. Turret in favor of Hanwha. bbq. Going to be looking for an objective. Still pushing in onto Songyun. Haven't gotten that much turret damage in yet for Ghost, but also doesn't have that much damage. The Ram Scepter at the moment.
Arrow is up on Ghost, and the cleanse down on Songyun's the last time we saw that attempt. Still pushing up, wants to get as much turret damage as possible in this early phase to try to answer the turret count, but it seems to be very likely to be not enough. Songwon paths over, and they will not lose the turret in the near future.
Trick playing around the top side at the moment. Songwon down in bot, just catching the wave here as Songyun tries to wander his way back in. Infernal Drake, not that much vision around it yet. There's a control ward inside the lower half of the jungle on bbq's side that Hanwha has placed. Otherwise, we haven't seen them started up yet, but seems like that's going to be the play now. Complete fog of war coming through, so bbq have no idea.
It's great ordered timing as well. They start the Drake. Previously, it would have been possible because Ghost and Ignar had all the lane control, but they know that Ghost and Ignar backed. They know Abyssal Voyage may be just about off cooldown, but very unlikely to be used with no vision, so they'll get the Infernal Drake for free. Hanwha Life, it's so weird. They have games like game number 2 where they just aren't able to execute on the fundamentals they've shown in 1 and 3, but game 3 is a return to game 1 where they've had a really ordered playstyle. They've played where they were strong, jungling topside, stealing away blues. Their execution on the turret dive has been very good as well. And when they actually start up an objective, it's when they have priority over the objectives. So these are the fundamentals Hanwha Life are not able to show in game number 2. Now they're trying to transfer the Drake into the Rift Herald. That part's a little harder, but with the Darius is strong, they're going to know that if anyone's going to rotate first, it will be the Darius.
Yeah. Well, Songwon not going to be able to try to sneak that one away. He would have known that he was still in the pit. Cannot start up that Rift Herald safely enough.
Songyun down in CS in the losing lane, and knowing his jungler was never going to come top bot side. Ghost throws that ult. I think it was on vision though.
Yeah, arrow comes out, but not going to find any hits. So, thank you very much. As Lavas just goes ahead and walks up the lane, no problem. One engaged threat going to be gone on the side of bbq. Songwon starts pushing forward aggressively. Going to be a shockwave coming down, only going to be catching Ignar for the moment. Slows him up, he'll flash away, spits out Ghost. And they'll both be fine. But Summoner down, just for that pressure coming in.
Low damage shockwave, but high value getting 2 members, and the full disengage of the Tahm Kench much harder when the Orianna is on his case. So that is flash down from Ignar, maybe a return coming made by Hanwha Life. Speaking of returns, Trundle's still here.
Trick as well, to be waiting in the brush, but this is looking like a 4v3.
Have to know that Rise will get here first, and they have to be very careful about this bbq.
Sitting in the bush now. Trick still here. Songyun takes a hit off that volley. Trick waiting, has that Glacial Prison, spots 3 as the Hawk Shot does come through.
Hawkshot got massive value, but I think it was pretty clear to both sides that the jig was up, and end result is that Hanwha Life will back away.
Yep.
Attempt free farm, soon to be Nashor's Tooth, but once again the game kind of happening around the mid lane doesn't suit him. Waiting to see if Tempt can have any ability to recreate a big game 2 on this season.
Well, Linderong has been having a way all the time. Just going to go ahead and help out Songwon a bit by taking that top scuttle. Pretty comfortably up, has the Phage in the inventory. And one of the daggers. As well as just tries to get closer and closer to that Trinity Force. Ghost alone in the bottom side at the moment. Songwon pushing in from behind as they look to take down this tower. If Ghost pushes up at all, he might just get melted. Arrow comes through. Key's going to absorb that one. Glenn's not there for him, but Orianna has her own in case she needs it. Key going to taunt to the side. Gets the Shadow Dash. They're on the Trick. Taunting him up. TP in the back now coming down. Someone barely going to get missed there with that Glacial Prison. Cannot get locked down, but still will get killed. Tempt pushes forward. Has the Sand Soldiers out and manages to take down the Trundle. First kill of Game 3 for bbq, and now they're looking for a tower as well.
Nice assertive bot lane move by bbq. They did a lot of damage to this turret earlier, but killing's going to be hard.
He goes forward, locks up Ignar, pops that Grey Hell's shield. And a lot of damage from Tempt here. He falls down for about half. Lava starting to shove them back will help keep this turret alive. 1,000 gold in the lead at the moment here for Hanwha as Lava just keeps pushing them back further and further, but Trick is waiting in the brush. Can he do anything? He doesn't have the ultimate. Lava keeps moving forward. He's going to flash in. Ignar has to go golden. It's a lockdown onto Trick. He's going to fall down below half HP. Realmore forward to cut the distance down. Finds a double kill here, basically, as Key was able to get the final hit onto the Tom Kench, but Lava putting in so much work for Hanwha Life.
What a monster Lava is on that dive. We never see Orianna and also the Rise together. As what the hell is happening with that Tom Kench there? That was weird.
They stopped him.
We always see Rise versus Orianna again and again, but this time we see them together. It feels like there was a Lulu with the Rise. He was just able to roll in. The turret dive was assertive, really good Realm Warp usage, and at level 11 we don't always see it using a team fight well. Yeah. It was there, and look how much they get off the back of it.
I mean, you say team fight, that was him just going man mode. Pushes forward by himself and just helps take down 2. Good lord. All right, well, Hanwha Life, Lava makes the absolute best out of what was an okay situation to begin with.
Remember, Songyun has almost no mana at this point. You think, okay, this is over. Already used 1 dissonance, but the 2-second less cooldown means he has it again. Lava flashes in, knowing that if Trick doesn't juke the right way, he's down, but he has Shen ultimate, he has his own ultimate, gets the first kill, still tanking turret, but then goes in onto Trick as well. That's how you come up big for your team. Excellent play by Lava, and they win this game. He's definitely the first name down on the MVP sheet so far.
Yeah, really making a pretty easy argument for that. As bbq group up, Key gonna be trying to sweep out. The arrow's not gonna connect, doesn't matter. The scoop comes through. They're gonna push Lava in and he will get taken down. Didn't have the flash. Used it in that last engagement, so good turnaround gank here from the side of bbq, but can they get more off the back of this kill?
Tem says one good turn deserves another, but they have to get the objective like you're alluding to, Achilles. They couldn't get that bot lane turret, they're down. 3 turrets to 0. Getting a structure is so important for bbq. Haven't been able to get on the Drakes either. It's only just going to be a kill, and that's a trade down overall for the side of bbq.
See Lava with a solid amount of damage coming through on that Rise already. No objective to be found. bbq still struggling in that regard. 4-2 is the kill count here. Hanwha 3-0 on towers. Trying to move up 3,000 gold. Songwon going to be starting this Rift Herald. Lane of bbq is nearby. And they will just go ahead and peel off this one again as the Scrying Orb comes down.
Playing around the duo lane is a bit more tricky.
Oh, okay, just wants to fight it outside of the kid.
It definitely does leash for a long time, so it's going to be DPS down for now by Songwon. See if a Hawkshot is sent down. He puts down the control ward just to confirm that he's still on it.
Seems like he might be fine. A way of just range stealing this one out anyway, unless you got really lucky with the arrow from Ghost, but Hawk shot just a bit too late. Songwon takes that So now the inner tower is definitely going to be threatened here on the side of bbq.
First time I think I've seen someone leash the Rift Herald up away from Scuttle Vision and take it safely, but they were able to do it there. A little creative thing that Hanwha Life have done. Complimented for their creative teleport play around that Baron bait yesterday with a strong, 2 days ago with a strong pick comp. So that's another kind of creative thing. Hanwha Life, I feel like they have a very big support staff. They have a lot of support players on the B squad as well. I think together they use those to come up with different ways of looking at the game, and clearly they look at other regions with their bot lane Orianna as well, and that's why they're a team that puzzles us in games like game number 2, where they give themselves a very narrow win condition and then also make mistakes and make themselves look a bit silly, because when they look good, they look really good. Unfortunately for them, the converse is still true, and that's why they just haven't been able to cement themselves as top 5.
This does hurt them. There's a blemish on this record. bbq taking a game away from them.
Oh, and sometimes you just go golden, I guess.
There's another blemish on this record with Key going golden.
He just wanted to feel pretty for a moment, you know?
Oh, so pretty.
Crazy.
Well, for a couple seconds, he was just gorgeous. He was really hoping that that wasn't on camera.
Maybe he watched GoldenEye and he wanted to roleplay, you know? Sorry, I should say the man with the golden gun.
Yeah.
Just wanted to roleplay a bit. You looked very elegant, Key. Don't worry about it. Don't listen to whatever they're saying to you in comms. It's way harsher than the truth.
Yeah. Another Dragon going over to Hanwha. It's going to be a Cloud. Infernal on the way in 6 minutes, so we'll see that around the 25-minute mark. 2 Infernals with the lead that Hanwha have. Would certainly help put them over the edge.
We'll see if Key fat fingers again, because he's put the QSS in the same slot now, so hopefully he'll use that one a bit more skillfully than he used the stopwatch.
Well, not much damage onto this tower at the moment, but with the charge getting ready to come through from the Rift Herald, this thing is going to disappear in a matter of moments. And Darius is here. He's got the Trinity
Force.
Force.
A second charge as well onto the inhibitor charge.
Yeah.
Don't see that too often.
Pillar down. Crazy's got to run for his life. The Apprehend coming through. They didn't just try to kill him here. Collapse is coming in. They get the charge off. Virtual Prison down onto Songwon. Now the Stand United coming through from Key. Short little hop, just making sure that Songwon was going to be staying healthy. So a lot of damage onto that inhib tower in the bottom side of the map. Unable to take it, unable to get the kill onto Crazy, but they get the flash away from the Mundo.
First thought was to disengage, even though the Shen ultimate was coming in. It's a bit of negative synergy, even if it wasn't a costly negative synergy. The side of Hanwha Life. Rise, very happy to play the side lane and the top side. Trying to keep bbq from grouping together. We've never seen bbq enact on the promise of their team comp. A strong pick comp into Azir Ashe teamfight damage. Mundo had to go Sunfire Cape for lane, especially after losing the lane, and the magic resist is still pretty delayed from his side, and there's still a bit of Elo heaven about where the game is going for bbq. That's a 40-minute data point, and right now, at 21 minutes, extending the game that long probably requires some mistakes from the side of Hanwha Life.
Gold lead isn't as massive as it could be. bbq, there's a lot of standing gold, obviously, as they haven't been able to take a single tower. If they could get some of those on the board, would help them out considerably, but Hanwha Life maintaining control at the moment. Control wards on either side of the river around the Baron here. Ignar is going to push forward, try to find them. But Hanwha Life are just in control. So like you said, a mistake is essentially what it will take for bbq to get ahead.
Service showing us just how healthy the outer ring of turrets is for Hanwha Life. The only lane was bot lane, where they were actually able to get a pressure lead, and unfortunately couldn't translate that due to good defensive work from Hanwha Life. Now bbq standing gold, that's quite hard for them to claim, and also the majority of the gold lead is that standing gold and those outer ring of turrets. bbq slow and steady, they just want to lose the minimum. The Baron threat on the side of Hanwha Life, it's not that reliable, and maybe that's a sign that bbq will get a longer game time, unless Hanwha Life can find a way to sneak or turn on the Baron. They're going to start it anyway. This will take a while, but for now at least, no real knowledge from bbq.
Swept it out. Hawkshot might just be coming through soon. Yep, there it is. We'll go ahead, spots this one down. It's already below half HP. Songyun going to gate people out, and the arrow is going to be absorbed by the Shen. Virtual Prison comes down. Connects in on the Songwon, but still going to be the spike. Can't get into the pit fast enough. And that's just going to be a triple Realm Warp out the back for the side of Hanwha Life. Nice, clean, and easy. Everyone escapes and they get a Baron.
Wow, so the Baron damage wasn't the fastest, but the disengage from the Realm Warp was so guaranteed that they say, let's try it, and if we get caught, we can always Realm Warp out. They take the risky choice, but bbq are 2 to 3 seconds too slow and take the ultimate penalty. Nicely done from Hanwha Live. This could have been the sort of game where they would have found no way to get the Baron for another 10 or 15 minutes. They steal one basically under the nose of bbq, and now, even in a 5v5, you can look at the Azir and the Ashe and say, with the Baron buff, maybe we're fine.
Yeah, they just hadn't been able to push forward, get that vision thrown down. By the time the Hawk Shot comes through, the Baron's already burned down to about half HP, so at that point, as bbq, not much you can do. So Hanwha in complete control. Still 4-0 in towers, but they're going to be looking for a few more with this Baron in the next 2.5 minutes, already pushing down into the mid lane.
He is going for the support dream. Ghost Flash Shen. Ready for some big plays on the engage.
Escaping.
A pick onto the Ashe would be kind of game over. I guess the Tahm Kench probably has to be the target. Linderang's got the Baron buff, and Crazy's already had no fun at all in this matchup.
I mean, if he taunts them both, Lava can pretty much blow up Ghost right now.
It's true.
There's no cleanse for Ignar.
Double Merlinomicon, double Archangels. Songyun and Lava copying each other. Mundo says, guys, seriously, I need some help over here. Doesn't get any, and might just lose an inhibitor. In fact, it will. Why do we have 3 people here from bbq?
I don't know.
Why couldn't Sejuani be bot side?
Burn this one down. Lava's bringing up inner turret in the top, getting ready to fall. Mid, it will crumble. Now 6-0 with an open inhib in the bot side. Hanwha Life.
You know,
crushing the life out of bbq.
bbq's macro from ahead. Better than expected. The macro from behind in this one. Really needed to give Mundo something. You shouldn't be losing your inhibitor turret and inhibitor for free. Come on, guys. But bbq.
I mean, Linderang's looking to do it again.
I know.
The help pings coming up from Crazy, please.
Can we
Somebody.
not have this happening? All right, we got people here.
Okay, lockdown coming through. Songwon getting jumped on. Abyssal Voyage comes in from behind to try to cut them off. Tempt is here, and yeah, I think that Trundle is going to be dead in the end. But again, it comes at a cost. Inner turret in top will be destroyed. And the rest of Hanwha Life will go ahead and start peeling back, it would seem.
To be clear, way better to lose an inner turret than to lose the free Baron, sorry, the free inhibitor that they lost on the bot side. So,
sure.
Definitely one of those things where you're going to take punishments, but they didn't choose their punishments wisely. Pick your poison is a very famous English adage, and sadly, I think bbq chose the wrong one. Now they are in perhaps an unwinnable scenario. They have the 5v5 team fight, we've said many times. They have the pick if they're in an even scenario, we've said many times, but neither of those has mattered. Teleport ward put down, but this should be infernal to bbq.
Snatch that one up. TP out. Coming through from Ghost,
okay.
but he cancels it. Okay.
They're trying to cancel the recalls here, I guess.
He was worried about that that apprehend from coming through. Linderang trying to push forward to get in onto Trick.
Oh, we're coming
now
in.
TP's coming in hot. Lava getting ready to arrive. Ash Arrow connects into the face of Linderang and Key. They're not going to be too hindered here. They keep pushing forward. Haunt comes down. Ghost getting chunked out in the back. And it's going to be another kill moving over onto the Shen. Bloodthirsty is he. Comes up with yet another one here in this game. Linderang going to go back to base. He's got the TP. He can rejoin with full HP, and Hanwha Live can just go for a win.
They certainly are Achilles. At least 3 inhibitors is the minimum here. Mid lane inhibitor going to go down very promptly. Top lane inhibitor is going to go down soon as well. I think Hanwha Live have done enough to win this series.
It would seem that way. So mid inhibitor falling first. He'll go ahead, off top. Super Creeps pushing in from the bottom side. Hanwha Life, barring a catastrophe, should be able to close the game right here, right now. This Ghost is still going to be dead for a little bit longer. They jump in, look for the pick off here onto Trick. The Devour comes down. Shockwave finds 2. Arius Dunk not going to get the execution, but Hanwha just turned their attention over onto the towers. They burn down the first one. Lava jumped out to half. Songyun goes low with Tempt alive. Maybe, just maybe, they'll extend this game.
They definitely will. Seems like it will just be a dying defense here for bbq, but definitely got to try to win every game that you play. They pull away. Hanwha Live too low, and the cooldown's down on a lot of their teamfight ultimates. If we saw a reset from Linderang, maybe, just maybe, you can persist on the play. The Hanwha Live have plenty of things to return to. They can even shop and feel even better about their end-of-game items. And for bbq, nothing on the map for them to claim.
Yeah, really nowhere to go from here. Closest that they'll get is Kemp pushing up that wave in bot. Even then, can't really stick around and try to take the tower. So it might just be a towerless game for bbq.
Health bar in the bot was the one that was low after the good Ashe and Tahm Kench laning phase, but they've never been able to get anywhere near it, Achilles. They haven't been able to go past the river in quite a while. Have bbq, and they're getting about half their jungle camps and not really much of anything else. Hanwha Live push through mid. Everyone's got some sweet items. Lava and Sungyun are so close to having the same items, it's making me uncomfortable, but the Merc Treads are there and the Sorcerer's Shoes are there. Otherwise, it's the same.
Well, arrow in connects on the Sungwon. Trick comes in from the backside. A lot of damage pushed in onto that Sejuani. Devoured, manages to stay alive as Sungwon escapes into the back line. Crazy pops the ultimate. Lindenarong also getting chunked out. The Azir starting to do some serious work in these big grouped up team fights. But Hanwha Live Esports, they have a massive minion wave with Super Creeps in the top lane, pushing in, getting ready to knock down that final Nexus tower. Shockwave comes through, finds Ghost, he'll get popped. Shen finds another kill. He just taking him away from his squad. Dragged back in here onto Ignar, he flashes out. That's gonna be the series. This should be the game. Hanwha Live in on to that Nexus. We'll go ahead and finish it off 6-3.